Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the channel. Man, these intros are going to get really obnoxious soon. All right. So what happened with AMC today? I saw a lot of conversations happening on Twitter. Bunch of people telling me that I was wrong, which they do every day, no matter what happens. Hey, so I don't know 100%. I can't say for 100% because I don't script these videos or anything. I do real-time analysis every time that I come into this video. But I would imagine that towards the end of the video, like the last 5 minutes, I will come to a very convicted conclusion, and I'll try to make it a point to make sure that I do that. If I don't, well, maybe you can just culminate these ideas and come to your own conclusion as to what I'm leaning towards. All right, let's get into the chart. All right, so yesterday at the end of the video, after my in-depth analysis, I came to the conclusion that we could see some potential downside in the short term, but overall for the week and the weeks coming, I was generally bullish. The reason is because I believe that we're in a Wyckoff accumulation pattern on AMC. And let me show you an example of this so that you can see what it looks like. Oh, there you go. Perfect. All right, so I got way too many of these. Patreon coming soon. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to delete. Let's just Google it. You want to look into this? Come to this link, dude. Search Wyckoff method. Look at this link, okay? So this schematic is an accumulation schematic, okay? Let me make this kind of more chart, less article. And this is the one that I think that we're most closely resembling. Now, the schematic doesn't have to play out exactly as I say in all of my videos. Sure, a lot of you are tired of hearing me say that. But I think so far, this looks pretty good. Now, it can be hard for us to tell when we're in phase C with this particular version of the schematic because when you have this LPS phase, you kind of hang above the trading range, or you hang high in the trading range, which you wouldn't do if you had a spring phase, which would look like this, where you actually broke below the trading range. So it's possible that like all of this is still phase B. That is still technically possible, right? So like this all could be phase B, or maybe even all the way up to here, and we're just working our way down, and we're gonna eventually have a spring phase. Let me show you what that would look like. The spring phase where we actually break below the trading range. We come back and retest. And obviously, none of this is actually like, right, I can't predict the future, but based on Wyckoff analysis, this would be like what this phase D would look like if we are in Wyckoff accumulation, which I believe we are. All right, so again, based on that, oh, hold on. Bad chart. Based on that, again, I think that we're in phase C here. Well, this was phase C, and I think that we've entered phase D now. And it doesn't have to be exact. Oh, actually, not exact. This is where I think phase C is. Sorry. So, oh, I actually think it could be a little bit this way and this way. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So what really matters is basically the ongoing price action, right? And so the reason that I was convicted in my thought that we were going to have somewhat of a short-term bounce here, we'll go full screen for a little while on the chart, is because of this bull trend that's been here since August 5th of 2021. When you measure from the wicks here, everything connected like this, you can see that this is a zone that we've come around, and every time bears have been rejected to the from further downside here, right? And so once we played out this distribution that occurred here, and we were finding support, and also I measured a Fibonacci here, Fibonacci retracement tool in TradingView. Make sure you use that, very useful. I was seeing these lower levels, right? The 786, the 885 Fibonacci. And I was saying, yeah, you know, like we can come down to these sorts of levels when we were up here, by the way, and everybody was very pumped up about AMC and thinking that it was going to break through. I noticed a distribution. I said, yeah, we can come down here. So now we're here, right? And so what happened today is actually like exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see AMC have a breakdown here, test this line, a true test of it, right? Which it did early in the day. Well, that was last week. Yeah, look, see, it came back down, tested it again. We didn't necessarily need it because we had this bounce already, so it could have just bounced up here. But look, we came back down, we're testing it, and you can see that this is a heavily, and I'll get to these lines in a second. This is so funny. Let me delete this actually. All right, so you can see that, I mean, we're riding this trend line pretty much perfectly, right? And you guys just saw me draw the trend line. So you can tell that it's a pretty key trend line that AMC is following. Now, let's get into today's price action and see what it can mean for us. So remember, the reason that I was calling for the downside, right, going into this is because I saw this section of the chart. If I can find there it is. All right, rectangle tool. I saw this part of the chart as distribution. All right, let me show you an example of what a distribution schematic looks like. Red, bad, sorry guys, I'm feeling energetic today. All right. So it's actually most similar to this schematic. So you can see here that in this section of the chart, you have a buying climax, an up thrust in phase B here, right, which is a weak volume push usually. See how the volume kind of dies out here on the secondary push? Look at how high the volume is here versus here, much lower, right? And basically this is a sign of weakness that that the stock is actually going to be pushed down. So this completely pulled out. It played out, not pulled out. Whew. Wrong YouTube video, dude. You had your last points of supply occur here, where basically Composite Man is selling off the remaining supply that he has. If you don't know who Composite Man is, I encourage you to look into Wyckoff. It'll help you understand that a little bit better. You had your last point of supply here. Yeah, so an interpretation of this, let me just finish drawing this now, so that then maybe we can just look at this, just look at it entirely as a distribution. Sorry, distracted by. All right, so now this is an entire distribution, right? You can see in the schematic that usually you kind of end up where you left off, right? So the goal here is for institutions to sell off, to distribute their stock at a higher price than what they bought it for. And I talked about this in my video earlier today where I'm talking to like my phone as a selfie camera, and I say, you know, they want to drive excitement and hype in this moment, and then they want to keep you engaged and keep you thinking that the price is going to go higher and higher because they want to sell it to you, right? So they're selling it to you through the price action until eventually they run out of their supply and they just want to come back down, and maybe they want to reaccumulate, right? They want to accumulate again down at these lower levels. Makes sense, right? So now what happens, and I talked about the emotions surrounding accumulation. And I mean, this isn't necessarily finished, right? We can't say with 100% certainty that this distribution is finished. I mean, you know, just looking at this, you could say that maybe it's not. But I think that it is, in my opinion. And so let's get into what happened today, like literally today on the price chart, to try and get an idea of where we think that it's going to go from here. So this is the price action from today. It's kind of funny. For you so you can look at it. All right, so this is your price action from today. Does this look familiar to you at all? No, the video is not paused. I'm asking you. Seriously. Comment down below if this looks familiar to you at all. In my opinion, I think that what we're doing here is we're doing a shorter term accumulation. This is literally the price action from today. And remember, I talked about this in my video. If you haven't watched it from yesterday or today, it's accumulation versus distribution and how they're supposed to make you feel. If you are on AMC Twitter or engage with any AMC content throughout social media, what was the vibe that you got today, right? Well, it's kind of the same vibe that you've been getting whenever we have days like this where we break that back down into the mid 30s, et cetera, et cetera. And that's a vibe of, oh, I'm just so exhausted, and I just gonna keep doing this, and they're gonna play it off forever, and et cetera, right? That is what accumulation is supposed to feel like. Because the goal of accumulation is to absorb the stock, right? For institutions to be able to buy the stock. And they can't buy the stock unless they have someone to sell it to them. So what they do is they drive the price down like this, freak people out, get people to sell. Maybe not apes, maybe apes. They push the price back up, give people hope. People think that the price is going to go up now, just so that they can drive it back down and cause people to panic again and want to sell. Might not be apes, might just be normal retail people, right? Because at the end of the day, apes don't own all of the stock, right? They might own a significant percentage, but at the end of the day, they're still regular retail in this. I think that if I was to draw this as a schematic, you can see here the volume picking up for bulls towards the end, right? I would say that this is certainly a sell climax. It's always easy to tell that you have a sell climax whenever you have this really high volume here, especially relative to the rest of the. You're usually gonna have an automatic reaction to that sell climax. Maybe this was it. I mean, maybe you could make the case that this was it all the way up here, and it's gonna be out. Perhaps. I tend to favor this though. I think that resembles a sell test a little more. And then you have, let's see. So what I would do then is I would make it a trend-based one. Maybe we would say that, I mean, you could make the case that you're actually in phase D of this, and that could be symbolized by the volume towards the end. And you've already done your spring test in phase C. And now you're doing this kind of LPS. Maybe you've had a sign of strength. Not 100% sure on that. I would say that a true sign of strength would be breaking above the trading range. So maybe we would draw a line here. Say that this is like the significant trading range, perhaps. Oh, or maybe, look, maybe this right here is an accumulation as well. Isn't that something? How similar? It's almost like institutions are. Oh, man. All right. So, yeah. So, actually, I kind of like this a little bit better. Accumulation within an accumulation within an accumulation within an accumulation. Exception. All right. So, let's do it. Automatic react. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What tool is this? Oh, my goodness. I'm not smart enough for that. All right. Automatic reaction. Cell test. Yeah, because that actually looks like a pretty good distribution in the middle of this thing, huh? Cell test. This phase B. Cell test in phase B. Here, look, I'll draw a line so it's a little. Oh, what I'm. Draw a rectangle. Like this. Yep. That. And then. By the way, if you're gaining anything from this video, make sure you drop a like. Helps the channel out. Helps us reach more people. So if you think this content would be valuable for more AMC holders to see, that's the best way to help. Also share the video, I suppose, but a like is enough. Free and easy to do. All right, and then so from here, I think that, I mean, you could make the case that maybe this was a spring. And you've come back now to test. So it's the same thing as this, right? But it's just kind of like a, you see what I'm saying? Maybe it's easier if I, see the similarity? I'll mess with you, man. All right. So to be honest with you, I think that it pretty much aligns with what I was calling for going into this week. Am I guaranteeing that this is going to happen? No. But I would say that it's probably fair to say that going into open tomorrow, you can see some of this sort of action, and then hopefully we break above this trading range. Now, what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? I'm sure you're wondering. Thirsty. I don't have water with me, though, so I'm just going to finish the video. It's like a, yeah, this is an accumulation too, though. Wait. So crazy, dude, because that looks just like, that looks just like, that looks just like this. Doesn't it look the same? Boy, is that interesting. Crazy. Crazy, dude. Yeah, so in the grand scheme of things, oh, look. Cell climax. Is that what I said earlier? Automatic reaction. Oh my goodness, I actually like this better. Dude, I'm learning in real time. Look at this. Are you guys gaining anything from this? Hopefully you are. Look at this, dog. Look at it. Just look at it. This is from the 26th. This is from Friday, dude. Whoa! Look at that look at that wick. Look at the. Not a candle. A wick. That's a cell climax. That's what that is, baby. Woo. Let's put the candles up so we can see where the wick went. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. All right, cell climax. Automatic reaction. Oh, this one's way better. I think. Cell test. You guys get tired of watching my videos because I just do the same thing over and over again? Ever? You're right. I'm actually gonna unsubscribe. Here is the top of your trading range. This is a spring. Sure. I mean, these are all theses. Theses. Feces. Feces. PC. Rhymes with feces. Astro. That's the guy with DDs. All right. Can you drop a like on the video? All right, so this is your last point of support. So remember, now this is a shorter time frame, okay? So this is like Friday's price action combined with today's price action. All right. Yeah, this looks good. This is a good. I mean, you could say, I guess you could say maybe this is a sell test in phase B, actually. And then, yeah. And then this is a sell test, maybe? I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly like this. Or wait, I think I'm not very smart, guys, so you gotta bear with me. Give me a sec. Oh, dude, this one actually looks a lot like the schematic. So check me out. Check me out. Okay, so now this isn't a spring. It's a cell test in phase B. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. And what was this? This was all today. Yeah, we were up here today. Boom, we came back down. We finished the distribution, in my opinion, maybe. Cell test in phase B. Yeah, look, you can see how this breaks the top of the trading range. Like this thing right here is kind of equivalent to the beginning of phase B in here. These are all just, you know, theories. Like I'm literally just like analyzing the chart in real time. So somebody's going to be angry about this. Why didn't you prepare before the yeah. This is I mean, this looks good to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to comment down below. Algorithm. Huh. All right. It's a little unorthodox, but we're getting there. Maybe this is a spring, though. I mean, if this is a spring, let's put the volume down here. Tired, dude. I didn't get any sleep last night. Got them kids, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to 30-second chart on this candle by cell test and phase. I want to see. I want to see if this is actually a red candle on volume or if. Go down in 1 second. Let's see what Composite Man's really working with. All right. What did I say? What did I say? Oh, it is red. Hmm. Hmm. What did on balance volume do? Whatever. All right. Yeah, I think I'm pretty comfortable saying. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be exact. I think that this thing's probably in phase D of this shorter term accumulation. And I mean, look, this is the minute chart, right? So these candles are happening really fast. So even if you open up tomorrow, this is probably where we're gonna get into the my conviction thing. Okay, pay very close attention. I'm just kidding. I'm trolling. All right. I think that maybe you have a move up. We come back down like this, retest this 3680 kind of level. Come up here, test this like 3750. Get rejected down to like 3715. And then I think we have a sign of strength tomorrow. Something like this, maybe. Kind of what I'm leaning towards over the course of the next. And it might not happen tomorrow. It could be. Let's see. Yeah, so December. I mean, you got time. I mean, relative to this, you got a good bit of time tomorrow. I mean, from a price action perspective, AMC kind of does like what it's gonna do for the day, and then it kind of chills out. I wonder what that could be all about. I wonder why it does. Uh, yeah. No, I feel good. I feel good about this. I don't. I mean, look, this was my trend line the whole time. We barely broke below it. I said that we could break below it. So I mean, I can't help but feel pretty good about this. The volume is a little concerning. These red volume candles being a little bit bigger. I don't like that too much, but I will say that let's go see if we still have our bullish divergence that I was talking about on Twitter earlier. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's at David Marino Jr. Just like my name that you see down below. RSI. All right. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think that this is bullish divergence. Clean the chart up a little bit. Yeah, I said that it was a potential bullish divergence. I don't think that ended up playing out. Hidden bullish divergence is here. Let's take the wicks off. So, yeah, so hidden bullish divergence would be the oscillator, the RSI, is lower than and it's making like lower lows basically, like this. Like it would be like this maybe. And it was developing that way, but it didn't play out. While the price makes higher highs. That's actually bullish. It's called hidden bullish divergence. We didn't get it on the 4-hour. Let's see if we got it on the 3. I could just. Why can I not click this line, dude? No, you got higher highs. Let's 2-hour. Okay, here we go. All right, so you have here. We'll just do little tickers so that you can see that it is actually lower because I know it's really close probably on your screen. Where's that little post thing? Like price note. Boom. So you have this one bottomed out at like 2750 on RSI. And then here bottomed out at 2545 on RSI. While here the price was 3456 at this bottom. And here 3610. So that is a hidden bearish divergence. Now it's only on a 2-hour chart, so it's not like it's a revolutionary thing that's gonna like make the chart just go extremely parabolic tomorrow. But it is something to note. It's a sign of reversal. And I think that the chart overall looks very accumulative or reaccumulative on a longer term time frame. So yeah, I mean overall, my conviction still remains bullish. As I said, like timelines, it's harder to predict like the time that it's gonna take for something to play out. Let me go see if, because we had a hidden weekly bullish divergence too. Still the case. No, not there anymore. It was developing whenever I saw it. See daily. Nope. Nope. But RSI is in a general uptrend, so that's good. So your relative strength in the price action is in an uptrend. As we've talked about before, OBV is breaking key levels. Let's go take a look at OBV right quick. On balance volume. Yeah, so on balance volume looks really good on the daily here, I'd say. You're at a much lower price level than you were when you were at a similar level for on balance volume, and we're actually kind of retesting this key level here. So basically what this counts is it counts all the volume for green days and red days. And on green days, it adds to the on balance volume, and on red days, it subtracts from it. Like days, if you're doing the daily chart. Obviously, if you went to the hour chart or something, it would be different. But over the course of this daily chart here, you can say that this is the top here for OBV, and we're fighting right now for this higher high on OBV. But overall, you just being at a higher level here, as the price was way up here the last time that you were at this level for OBV, is generally a sign of institutional accumulation. So you can see here this at divergence, right? Then go to the 4 hour, take a look at OBV again from a different perspective. Again, remember, it's not like actually a measure of like how much money institutions have in or something like that. It's a measure of the volume that was tracked throughout the day. So here on the 4 hour, I believe looks like still be maintaining this. Yep. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think that the signs overwhelmingly are looking towards accumulation that's occurring. I believe that bullish institutions are accumulating AMC at whatever rate they can, depending on how many people are selling. And yeah, I mean, I still remain in my conviction that we are in phase D of accumulation. In that, in the relative near term, and it's hard to say exactly how much time it's going to take. In the relative near term, though, I believe that we're going to hold on to this bull trend here that I've drawn. You're going to see this sort of price action continue to play out, where retail or institutions try to exhaust retail out of their positions. And then eventually we're going to be looking for that break above that 45, 46-ish level is going to be like the really key first move up, right? 45.81 is like the recent high that we're going to want to break above. And whenever we do that, you know, as long as we have a good amount of volume going into that, we make a big move above, then the next move is going to be this $53 level. And then if we can break above there, hold there for long periods of time, then I would estimate that we're going to see a markup in the relative short term. So and just to give you an example of what that looked like last time, and by the way, this isn't unique to AMC's chart or anything like that, but you can draw very similar parallels here. So just imagine that this 1231 right here was that $52 level, right? AMC broke above that 1231, came back down here, it retested this region for a few days, and then it took off for its next leg up. So those are the things that I'm looking for. You can see here that we also held this key bull support, just like doing here. So yeah, I mean, over the course of the next few weeks, I mean, I'm gonna be looking for this sign of strength. That's my expectation. AMC. Hopefully you learned something from the video. Let me yawn right quick. I'll finish my outro in a second. Hopefully you learned something from the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like on it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below of this video. even if you think I'm a shill. You can follow me on Twitter at David Marino Jr. And my Discord link is down below. It's completely free to join. A bunch of people sharing charts and ideas there, talking about fundamentals with AMC, etc., etc. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, without any further ado, until next time. Oh, by the way, do not say, oh, you're saying it's gonna take until January. I just drew this line. Okay, I'm not giving timeline. Okay. All right. You guys have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.